Flight to safety and plunging Treasury yields is having a good effect for home buyers and those looking to refinance. Mortgage rates are now at their lowest level in history, and they seem poised to go even lower. Danielle Hale is the chief economist at Realtor.com, and she's in our D.C. bureau this morning. Good to see you, Danielle. Look, we've got rates near historic lows. The spring home buying season will shortly be upon us, but we have coronavirus fears to deal with. Is that going to spoil what could be a really good year for the housing market?
You know, that remains to be seen. So as you mentioned, we started the year on a great note. So even before concerns about the virus hit the market, mortgage rates were down compared to a year ago. So that's definitely creating a more affordable situation for buyers in the market. The challenge for the housing market has really been a lack of supply. So we continue to see the number of homes for sale decline compared to a year ago. So it's not that buyers are having trouble affording homes. That has gotten easier this year. It's that they can't find homes to buy. And that still remains the chief challenge.
When consumers go out there at home and they're looking to buy a home, with rates so low, are we looking at some pretty big price increases on some of these homes, especially with the low inventories?
Yeah, so with limited options, already it was a very competitive market. The thing about lower mortgage rates is that it kind of shifts the differential of who can compete more successfully. So previously, cash buyers were doing very well, so those tend to be older buyers or investors. But now with lower mortgage rates, that boosts the purchasing power of younger buyers who tend to finance more of a home purchase. So we may see them have more success in the market this year, even as prices, pick back up and increase even faster.
Danielle, in today's jobs report for February, we saw 42,000 construction jobs added. Does that bode well for hopefully more homes being built, and especially new entry-level homes being built this year?
It's a step in the right direction, and a lot of the construction data that's come out so far this year has been really positive, with increases on a year-over-year basis for permits and starts and completions. But as you've talked about this morning, the jobs report is a bit of a backward-looking indicator. So it remains to be seen how what's going on in the economy right now is going to affect the market for construction, and whether there will be any supply chain issues for builders going forward this spring. But it's a step in the right direction, and hopefully we'll see more of that.
Are realtors seeing anything right now on the ground? Folks not leaving their house, they're not out there shopping a home. Anything you can share with us on that front?
We've not heard any anecdotes like that. You can imagine there are lots of places in the housing transaction where concerns about spreading virus might have a role. So at open houses, you might see fewer people at open houses. There's lots of in-person pieces of the transaction. But the good thing is technology, real estate information websites do enable more parts of the transaction to take place online or virtually. So certainly that makes us better prepared to deal with the situation now than, say, a decade ago.
Danielle, we had a graphic up a moment ago showing the 30-year and 15-year rates. The 15-year we know is popular for people looking to refinance. It's now at 2.79%, an all-time low. What's some tips or a gauge that homeowners can use when they say, I don't know, is now the right time for me to refinance? What should they be considering?
They definitely want to think about how much they're going to save on a monthly basis, and then look at the fees. So there are costs associated with doing a refinance. Make sure that you're planning to stay in a home long enough to recoup some of those fees to make it worth your while to spend that money up front to refinance. But the interesting thing with rates at all-time lows, it may be that instead of staying put and refinancing, this opens up an opportunity for people who previously were locked into a really good mortgage rate to think about even buying another home. It really creates a lot of opportunity for those people.
Well, Alexis, maybe it's time for me to buy my McMansion. I've been looking.
There you go.
Pull the trigger. Danielle Hale, always good to see you. Thanks so much.
You too. Thanks.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.